I watched the first season of What If, I was like, okay, some things I like, some things I didn't like, but overall, I thought the first season was pretty okay. You know, it was a nice way that they put it together and all of that, no problem. Okay. They released the second season of What If, and I finally ended up finishing out watching all the episodes. And there's only one question that I think the watcher needs to answer at this point. What if you didn't turn season 2 into some MCU bullshit? What do you think would have happened then? Because that's pretty much what you got here. I mean, apart from like slightly saying, okay, this doesn't look bad with certain things, like maybe a fight scene or two. The rest of this made no freaking sense, and you have to wonder why in God's name would anybody greenlight this. But this is what Marvel does to themselves these days, so that's it. Now there are 9 episodes, and I'm going to try to quickly just go through each one of the episodes and just give you my take on it and why I think it just pretty much sucked. It starts off with number 1. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? Now apparently, Nova Prime recruits Nebula to join the Nova Corps following Ronan the Accuser's successful coup against Thanos. And then, when he tries to attack Xandar and seal off from the rest of the universe to protect it, Nebula discovers that, all of this is going on, and she's now a part of the Nova Corps. All right? It's basically set up like a kind of noir detective style kind of thing, which I thought wasn't really bad. You know, they had a good theme and all of this other, because Yandu got murdered. She was trying to figure out what was going on. But it's not shocking in any way, shape, or form what's going on, because you pretty much know, like literally 5 minutes into it, that, Nova Prime is the bad guy here, because, it must be the powerful woman who's doing something. That's it. It must be, right? You have Nova who's trying to stop her, and you have Nebula, who's trying to stop her, and you have Nova Prime, who is literally sold out the planet to Ronan and all of this. And then this whole thing where, it's like I say, some of this stuff isn't bad, where when Nebula kind of gets put through the ringer a little bit, she gets shut up and all of this sort of stuff. Howard the Duck is there and Korg for some reason and one and the other. But this doesn't surprise you, because you know what's going to happen. You know that Nebula is going to end up saving the day and ends up destroying Ronan's ship, and with that the shield that was protecting Xandar is opens up and all of this, and then she goes back to being in the Nova Corps as basically a detective. Because like I say, it's like a detective noir type thing. What I didn't think was bad, but you pretty much knew off the bat Nova Prime had to be the bad guy, because once again you could tell woman power thing going on there, and that's about it. Okay. The next episode is what if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? Okay, so you're now basically, as you may have remembered from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, Ego hired Yondu and the rest of the Ravagers to abduct Peter and bring him to him. But then Yondu had a change of heart and didn't want to do this, so Peter Quill ended up as a Ravager. But this time around, Yondu didn't do that, and he actually took Peter Quill to Ego. And then you end up some years later, Peter Quill ends up returning to Earth, right? And there's Peggy Carter, not the Captain Carter, but Peggy Carter, Howard Stark, Bill Foster, King T'Chaka of Wakanda, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, Dr. Wendy Lawson, and Hank Pym and his daughter Hope Van Dyne. They all show up there because Peter Quill ends up coming back to Earth with glowing eyes, and he's destroying stuff and all of this, and you're like, okay, well, what's going on and all of that stuff. Then Thor shows up, because apparently he wants to stop ego, which is the point I don't understand make any sense in this, because ego's whole thing is that he wanted that child so he could access and amplify the power of that child with his own, so that these kind of seed things that he put all over the universe would blossom and grow, and then he would become everybody and everything. Why was Peter Quill on Earth? Apparently, I don't know, they say kind of run away, but then ego was controlling him around. It makes no sense, honestly. It really makes no sense. So when apparently he gets loose from it, he ends up going to visit his mother's grave, and then they try to talk to him. Winter Soldier wanted to kill him, but he didn't, and all of this. Okay. Then ego arrives on Earth because he can't sense Peter anymore, and he starts attacking everything. But again, why send him to Earth in the first place if you just need him to just amplify your power and destroy everything? But whatever. But then they all come together, they fight, they end up stopping ego and all of that, and then they end up decide that, okay, wow, they're going to become a team and do what they're going to do. All right, that happened. Then you go on now to the Christmas special. What if Happy Hogan saves Christmas? This one's gonna be brief. It's Happy Hogan in Stark Tower. Justin Hammer and some people show up, and then Hogan accidentally gets injected with some kind of serum thing that Stark was working on, causing him to turn into a Hulk-like monster. And there's this whole big battle, and that's about it. And I really couldn't care less. So that's my entire thing about it. It goes on to number 4 now. What if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? Okay. So how this happens is that when it is, they had the whole battle in New York with the Chitauri, and Iron Man carried the nuclear missile towards the mothership, but then rather than him falling back through the wormhole and going back to Earth, he ends up missing it, and the wormhole ends up sending him to Sakaar, where he's there. Okay. Now, while he's on Sakaar, he ends up meeting the Grandmaster. Finds out the Grandmaster is a dick. Then there's this whole nonsense where they can kind of try some kind of Fast and the Furious crap where Stark builds cars, what people build cars, they're having this race, and then he ends up recruiting Korg and Valkyrie. And for some reason, how she named Gamora is there, and she wants to murder him because Thanos sent her. And this is supposed to be like the origin story for Gamora before she showed up in season 1. It's something they never told, but it doesn't make any kind of sense. They have this big race. The Grandmaster is clearly cheating. Stark ends up winning. Valkyrie ends up defeating some other people, and then Valkyrie is crowned king of Sakaar because they need to keep pushing that whole nonsense. And then Stark talks to Gamora, convinces her to forge her own destiny, and then when she takes him to Thanos, she ends up literally attacking and killing Thanos, because apparently Thanos is not the Mad Titan and can't easily beat the crap out of her. That's it. Number 5, what if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? Okay, look, I liked Captain Carter in the first What If. I thought the way that they portrayed it was actually pretty nice and cool. Okay. That was enough. I have had quite enough of Captain Carter. I would like to see some Captain America. Steve Rogers, that Captain America. But That's what we're getting now. So they end up the whole this one takes from the Captain America Winter Soldier movie kind of where they end up she and Black Widow end up going onto the ship. They find the Hydra Stomper. They believe that Steve Rogers is in there, that he didn't die, but he's been brainwashed by the Red Room. Captain Carter and Black Widow try to stop Steve from killing Bucky Barnes. They end up retrieving him and taking him somewhere else so that they will kill him. They talk to him, he come back okay. Then the members of the Red Room show up when they go looking for it, and the Red Room is a whole bunch of women, whole bunch of other Black Widows led by a woman, because God forbid any man do anything at all. Have this big fight and all kind of thing. It turns out that shockingly Steve was still under mind control, because apparently one good talking to does not erase 50 years of brainwashing. Who knew? All of this stuff back and forth, slap, hap, tap, bap, 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 and all of that. Captain Carter says that, she's not going to fight Steve anymore. All of this, he ends up kind of getting back control of himself, and then he ends up sacrificing himself and flies into the Red Room ship, destroying it. But he might be alive, might not be alive. We don't know. And then after, when you see when Captain Carter is looking to go somewhere, a portal opens up, sucks her in. Okay, she's gone. That's it.